Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Between the Sticks. I'm Sahib, it's right here's Nabil, and we're back here after the first week of the finals for 2025 are done. Nabil, how are we feeling?
Yes, it was a huge weekend. Huge weekend of finals.
Yes.
And after the season we've had, long overdue, some great games.
Absolutely. As always, a big shout out and a big thank you to everybody for tuning in, for watching, for supporting, for sharing, for commenting, all of that.
We appreciate the love.
Absolutely.
Do your thing.
Tune into the finals and mayhem that's taking place. Finals week one's done.
Yes, all over last night.
Yep.
We'll get to all four games soon.
Yep.
But to kickstart, we're going to go to Thursday night at the Adelaide Oval.
Carlton.
No.
Oh boy, was this a great game for us. Hey, listen, why are you turning into Dandas footy?
No. I'm leaving.
The curse is up. The curse is done. The Pies are back in town.
I got
This is what we
PTSD
love.
from hearing
This
Carlton.
Don't we love what we saw on Thursday night?
Unbelievable.
Thursday night
Unbelievable.
was crazy. I think we all, anybody who's been watching this knows, I had only hope and no expectations going into this.
No.
I even tipped Adelaide to beat us.
You did.
I said, I don't think this team has what it takes. I said, I love them and I support them, but I don't believe in the way they're playing right now. And they went over to Adelaide Oval and they said, don't worry, we'll show you
got
who.
the job done.
We'll show you guys who the kings of the
got
AFL are
the
right
job
now.
done.
Yeah, it was a crazy game, to be honest. I think that's as good as we've played in maybe 8 weeks. I was like, I can't believe this is the same Collingwood that's been running out onto the ground for the last 2 months.
They performed. They truly performed. And the players showed up. Your fans were in full volume. There was buses and buses.
Those footages of the Collingwood fans taking over Adelaide and Adelaide Oval.
It was incredible.
The marching, it almost looked like an EPL game.
It was huge, man.
Like
I
a
think
massive parade.
Swoop Luke, he had a live, and there's a lot of Collingwood fans.
It was crazy, yeah. The buses. They
They
thought the airline store will put the airfares up because it's a Collingwood.
Not a problem. We're taking the bus. We'll walk there if we have to.
They said the Ice Age migration, bro. We'll take the buses down to Adelaide. Even Adelaide Airport, they said you're coming to enemy territory, Collingwood. Do you think this is? As soon as Collingwood won that game, they said, "Listen, the better team won. We're giving in." But yeah, it was our.
Yeah, the Adelaide media against you.
The whole country.
Yeah,
what do
the
you mean?
whole country.
It was
yes.
Australia versus Collingwood, as it always is. And
Job done.
Collingwood prevailed.
Job done.
Job done. I mean, our boys turned up like I haven't seen them turn up in a while now.
Yeah.
And what was more impressive about that was it wasn't even just like we turned up to play a good game. We turned up and decimated
You did.
Adelaide, especially in that second half. We absolutely, like, our big guys stepped up. DeGoey was on fire.
Mason Cox.
You know
Where
what?
did that come from?
I don't, honestly, before he got selected last week, a lot of people were just like, this guy's done. Like, I don't think he's going to play again, blah, blah, blah. For some reason, there was just this unusual hype around him last week.
He's coming in.
Yeah, literally, when he got picked and they're just like, oh, it's almost like they were guaranteed this guy was going to show up for finals type shit, you know?
Showed up.
He literally showed up.
And
they were just like, Mason Cox this, Mason Cox that. I'm just like, I don't know what
he
you guys
showed
are
up. He was very
I'll
good.
be honest, Adelaide took 3 or 4 intercept marks for the whole game.
Yeah.
And we absolutely killed it.
Darcy Moore was good. We'll get to
one
Darcy.
guy I want to talk about. I talked a whole lot of shit about this guy. For
To the camera. To the camera.
I said, Darcy Moore's a rubbish defender. And he showed up. He played like he was life was on the line.
Captain's performance.
That was his
That's
All-Australian Premiership captain performance.
Big final. Enemy territory.
Brother, after the first like 2 or 5 minutes.
50,000 Adelaide. No, maybe 30,000. Yeah, Adelaide supporters.
Yeah, the crowd was packed at the Adelaide Oval.
Booing, all of that. And
speaking of booing.
Yes, we have to get to it. Yes.
Our poor mate Isaac Quainer.
He
was booed for literally 2.5 hours on Thursday night.
He's a tough man, Isaac Quainer.
And what a game he played. In the midst
killed
of all that rubbish.
Especially in the first half, when the game needed to be won, he stood up.
Yep. Absolutely.
And his disposals, his intercepts, he didn't waste the disposal, Isaac Quainer.
He absolutely did not. He had a great game. He killed it. He played as well as he's played for a while. Despite all the booing all the shit talking from the Adelaide supporters.
Just on the booing.
Yeah.
It almost like inspired him to play a better game.
That, and also I think you were talking off camera about the AFL and like the wider footy community came out and said, hey, that's not okay. That shouldn't be happening, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, it's to a player that did nothing.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. He copped the abuse, and he got booed for 2.5 hours.
That's what I was about to say. So the reason why he was even at the front of the attention around all the shit that was happening on Thursday night was because he was the one that was actually abused by Isaac Rankin, a couple of weeks ago. And he was supposedly originally the one that was thought to have went ahead and spoke out about it to the officials.
But it doesn't matter who did that, right?
Yeah.
He still, like, I like the fact he stood up against an angry mob of, I don't want to call it Adelaide supporters a mob, but an angry...
Feral mob.
That's what
I'm going to call you guys, feral mob.
But he showed up after getting booed for 2.5 hours. And look, next time Adelaide play Collingwood, I guarantee he'll get booed again. Hey, but you know what? Next time Adelaide play Collingwood, you know who's going to get booed?
Who?
Isaac Rankin. So Adelaide supporters, what goes around will come around. And I know Collingwood supporters have long memories.
It's not only that. The next time we play them, more than likely will be at the MCG.
Yeah, they're going to have...
Your people are going to regret stepping foot into Melbourne. I can tell you that much for free.
They're going to get booed.
You guys are going to have a miserable time at that ground. Hey, we're not condoning any violence, but I'm just saying from a banter point of view.
If they make it that far.
I'm not talking about even this. I don't think they're going to make it anyway after this. I'm going to start talking about shit now. I don't think they're going to make it far.
They're done. They're done.
If they do make it to the grand final, brother, the floor, the ceiling, the windows, the sky is going to get wiped with Adelaide if they make it to the grand final. That's all I'm going to say.
Adelaide Collingwood grand final. You've just hyped that up. It's going to be the biggest game in
that is going to be
the 21st century.
You're all going to need therapy after that game happens. But yeah, Isaac Quainer, the Collingwood Football Club, the most important part is we came away with the win.
Big win, big win.
Big win. And Loki, you know what I want to talk about?
Yeah, tell me.
It was Tex's 300th.
Yes.
So congrats to Tex for 300 games. His first game was against Collingwood.
Wow,
at the MCG in 2009.
Yeah, good areas.
And his 300th is against Collingwood now. Now, the most interesting part about that was one of his kids.
Yes,
is a Nick Dacos supporter.
I saw this.
That kid showed up to the Adelaide Oval with his dad and his family, like usual. And our superstar, Nick Dacos, showed up with a Collingwood jersey with the number 35 on the back of it and his name on the back of the jersey.
I think it's good to see. I'm all for it. And if he wants to support Collingwood and Nick Dacos.
Fox and Channel 7 were bringing the footage after the game. And this was the funniest part to me, So Adelaide lost. Tex got walked off on his 300th, all that shit. And then this kid... Texas kid is walking around the Adelaide rooms after the game with a Collingwood jersey on, just running around having the time of his life.
It's just
a kid. All this shit doesn't mean anything to him.
Doesn't matter.
It's all fun and games. But could you imagine being an Adelaide supporter, Adelaide player,
walking
around your own rooms, and there's a kid walking a Collingwood jersey, and there's nothing you can say or do because it's a kid. And that was one of the funniest things I think about the whole thing at the end of the day. So yeah, Collingwood showed up. We're into a prelim, third prelim in 4 years.
Yes. So, I know 12 prelims you guys have been in since 2001. I learned that the other day.
Since the turn of the century. Us and Geelong have been in the most.
Geelong 15, Collingwood 12. Still good stuff.
Yeah, so
we've been in one. Put that on the record. One.
Speaking of Carlton and their one prelim.
So, speaking of Carlton, we're doing a little bit differently. First of all, you can see there's no scarf.
Oh, shit, I just realised. What happened to your scarf?
Yeah. Season over. Put the scarf aside. They're not playing finals. They don't.
You're a football fan now, not a Carlton
I'm a football fan. Yeah. For the finals, I'm a Gold Coast fan for the finals. Anyway.
Fair enough.
I've done some digging and done some research. Again, one of my long drives, done some thinking. And I want to talk about Carlton's first rebuild era that doesn't get spoken about. Well, it kind of does, but a lot of the youngins don't know about it. The first rebuild there's plenty. The one I want to
say is leading into.
There's plenty. So the first one really I want to touch on is sort of 2006 to 2008, maybe 2005, 2008.
Yeah.
So we had Murphy, Gibbs, and Cruiser. And we also brought in Judd in 2008.
All top picks in the
All
draft
top,
as well.
yeah, all first picks, and then priority pick I think was Cruiser from memory.
Cruiser was pick 1.
Pick 1. So he didn't turn out well. I think he did a couple of knes and just
he
didn't.
had a bad run with injuries. And
didn't reach his potential.
Yep.
There was one game against Port Adelaide in 2013, just on Cruiser, where he dominated the game.
Yep.
And it was like the last round of the season. We needed to win it to play finals.
Yep.
And he showed up. So there's a couple of games that Cruiser will be remembered for.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, there is some similarities between that rebuild era and this rebuild era.
Yeah.
And I really want to talk about it because it's Carlton supporters mentally, emotionally, whatever, psychologically, we can't do another rebuild. We've had one. We had the second one between 15 and 18. But the first one, I think, needs to be spoken about. So we had Murphy, Gibbs, and Cruz, as I mentioned. We had Judd. We had the superstar. We had Fev at the time.
Yep.
We had players like Betts and Yaron and Garlett. So we had the smalls. There was a lot of players. We had a lot of the pieces set, very similar to 23 to 25. Now you got Walsh, Wiedering, Cripps. So your superstar, then your other star, Kernos, Mackay.
Yep.
A lot of similarities there. And in that 2006 to 2008 era, just to show you some more similarities, 2009-10, we played in an elimination final.
Yep.
Knocked out against Sydney and Brisbane.
Yep.
Then 2011.
I remember that Brisbane
Yeah.
game. That was a filthy game to be a Carlton.
Daniel Brayshaw, I'll never forgive you. Just on that, I don't want to. Just on that, I remember I was in the radio. I was we had an iftar.
Yes.
I think I ate half my iftar, and then I got my keys from my dad's car. I got my keys from my dad. Listened to the radio in the car. Listened to the footy.
Back when there was no KO and all that rubbish.
You had to turn the old Toyota on and listen to the radio. Anyways, my point is, back then the highest we finished was in 2011. We played in a semi-final.
Yep.
Now 2013 we played in a prelim.
Yep.
2023 we played in a prelim, and now it's sort of a reset year. So this could go either two ways. It could turn out like 2012 where we finished 10th or 11th and sacked Brett Radden, and then I know 2013 we had a new coach.
Yeah.
Now is the same thing going to be happening again?
Yep.
We peaked in 2023. 2024 we fell off.
Yep.
Are we either gonna crumble next year,
Yeah.
or could this be the start of something special? And honestly, I know I'm quite delusional, but when I look at that first rebuild and I look at this one, I see a lot of similarities, and that scares me.
You know what I think you guys have now that you didn't have then?
Graham Wright? I don't know.
I was talking more on field. You guys have, or at least on paper, you guys have a great defensive unit. I feel like we didn't have a big defensive unit or a strong... everything forward of defense was great. Your midfield was great back then. Your forward line was great. A Blight Favela doing 99% of the work up there. But Eddie Betts and Chris Yaron, all these guys, like you actually had a very functional and great forward and midfield. The defense was almost non-existent.
There was players like Michael Jamison and Paul Bauer and even Brett Thornton.
Yeah,
there was some...
Satanta, I think one of the Cloak brothers was there for a while.
Yeah, so there was some ordinary defenders. There's probably a couple I can't remember off the top of my head. Jordan Russell, yes, number 2. That's good areas from you, yes.
So there was a couple, like your defense was, and I've heard this for a long time and I always believe in it. Defensive structures win flags and premierships. Attacks win you games. And the midfield being great is just great for the paper. Yeah. That's it. So I think your defensive unit wasn't as great then.
That's a really good point.
But I also think your defensive unit currently, as good as it has been.
It's not that great.
No. As good as it's been or it could be, it's passing its prime.
It is.
McGovern, I don't know if he's going to play
next year. He's not going to get another contract.
Nick Haynes is pretty old. Jacob Wiedering is your only solid defender still.
Newman's come off a knee. We lost Silvani. Saad is past his prime.
So
could be some question marks.
So when you look at that, and even your midfield, Patrick Cripps is over 30 now.
Yeah, there's some question marks there.
Walsh is great, but
he's always injured.
Chera
always
and
injured.
George Hewitt are inconsistent.
Hewitt's a good player, but he's not going to win the yellow flag.
And nor is he going to be able to carry the whole team by himself.
No.
So there's a couple of question marks.
Similarities. There's some similarities.
And your forward line is the safety. Charlie Kerno once out.
To be honest, Gibbs and Murphy were nice players, but they weren't all-out stars. Murphy had a good season in 2010 or 2011.
There you go.
And then he did his shoulder, and he was never the same. So Murphy's was a nice player for a long time. Gibbs was a nice player, but they weren't all-out stars.
You need stars, and you need bigger role players around guys like that for your team to continue going. On to that note, Charlie Curnow, again,
He's not
making
going.
headlines.
He's not going. I've been saying this for a month.
Is this Nabil doesn't want him to go,
Nah.
or is this he's actually not
I
leaving?
think Carlton are in a good position with him. He's under contract. Players have been held to their contract before, and I think of Ryan O'Keefe and I think of Tom Papley, 2 Sydney players actually, ironically, that were held to their contract and they're playing out their contract.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to bring unrest and unease in the team?
I don't think so. I think that the
or
team
within
is,
him?
It can, but I mean, does he want to play 4 years in the VFL or does he want to get traded? And if he wants to get traded, cool. We'll take Goulden, we'll take Heaney, we'll take
That won't happen.
Warner, or we'll take one of those 3.
One of them, maybe.
Yeah.
What about Papley? You guys do
No,
need
I
a
don't want
small
Papley.
forward,
He's a 29-year-old small forward that's
which is
past
the
his
same
prime.
age as
This is
Charlie
past
at that
his,
point.
no, I don't want Papley.
Okay,
yeah,
fair
yeah.
enough.
I want Goulden. I'll straight swap for
I
Goulden.
mean, straight swap.
I wouldn't even do Jed Walter. I've seen his name pop up from
You
Gold
would?
Coast. I would not.
Why?
Because he's 19, and I feel like this team needs to challenge. I don't want to think of the future. I'm sorry.
So you don't think you guys
I
need a player
don't-
that could play
no,
for the future?
I don't want a player. I want a player in their prime now
about
to
Ben King?
contend now. I'll take Ben King, but I don't think Ben King will go.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like.
But I would take Ben King because
interesting,
I want a player that comes in next season
Yeah.
and is going to dominate. Jed Walter will be a star in 3-4 years.
Yeah. Right now,
I ain't
you
doing
don't
that.
think so.
I ain't doing
Okay,
that. So
fair enough. Yeah, I thought the
That's a good
Charlie
point.
news has been a mess
Yeah,
for the
it's not-
last like 2-3 weeks, and there's rumors about
Yeah.
his agent talking to
Mm.
Papley about moving to
They are,
Carlton,
they
all
are.
that kind of stuff.
It's happening.
Um,
Just on that, I'll wrap this up.
Yeah.
This is my position.
yeah,
If he wants to go, we're either taking a star player, the likes of a Ben King or a Goulden
yeah,
or a Heaney or a Warner,
yeah.
or he's staying. To me, it's very simple. I
See-
don't want a Jed Walter. I don't want picks. I don't want
None of
2
that.
or 3 players.
Okay.
I want a star because we're contending now. I'm not doing another rebuild.
Okay. In saying that, then,
Yeah.
would you rather force him to stay,
Yeah.
or if you're saying he's wanting to leave, you're happy with him going, but you want something in return that's going to help you right now?
If we're getting something in return,
Yeah.
it has to be one of those players.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he can stay and he can
He'll play if he stays. Let's be
he
honest.
can grow up and mature up and suck it up and play. It's that simple. You're a grown man. You're held to your contract.
Yeah.
Move it.
You know what?
Keep it moving. Stay. Play. Do your role.
On that note, just before we move on,
Yeah.
the AFL was bringing up the idea of restricting long-term contracts to 5 years. Now, this is a conversation for another
Yeah,
time. We're not going to have this
that's-
now. But to stop shit like this, he signed a 7 or 6 or 8 year deal, whatever it was.
Look-
And 3 years in, he's like, I want out.
I don't mind. Look, I disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, the long contracts give clubs leverage. But again, separate conversation.
Yeah.
So we don't want to
We'll
go
not
there.
dive into that. Moving on. Your favorite segment is back on
Yes,
this week.
we're back. We had a week off. Our top team and our flop team of the week.
Yes, sir.
This time we'll keep it nice and short, nice and sweet. My top team is the Gold Coast Suns. We are the Suns. I'm going to start singing the song, man. I'm having so much fun.
I mean, hey, it was a crazy
It's
game.
a great match. Just shout out Mac Andrews, shout out David Swallow, and the Gold Coast Suns for me.
Can I also shout out somebody else?
Go
Nabil?
for it.
I'm shouting out you. Nabil, 4 for 4 this
I
week
appreciate
on
it.
tips.
Yes.
And not only that, you said last week that Gold Coast were going to win their first game and they're
Yes.
going to go on to win the premiership.
So
Now,
the
the
second
second
half,
part of that statement, I don't know. And last week, you said hot take. I said that's a
yeah.
burning volcano take. It's not a hot take alone. But you said they were going to win their first game and they were going to go on to win the premiership. Now, pending that second part of that
They're a
statement,
chance against Brisbane.
they are, but hey, they're also coming to play Collingwood the prelim after that, so I don't know where that's gonna go. But yeah, top team of the week, Gold Coast. They did an amazing
They did well.
job. My top team of the week is the Collingwood Football Club.
Of
I have not said
course
this shit
it
in a very
is.
long time. I'll be
They were
honest
a flop
with you.
team for a while.
They
so-
were a flop team for 8 weeks.
Yes.
But But top team of the week, I think we spoke about most of the things, and we'll go into like the stats and all the numbers and all that kind of stuff a little later on.
In one
But
sentence, why are they your top team of the week?
because they showed up, they played a game that they should be playing the way they should be playing, and they got the result, which is the most
Yes,
important part, and went
They
home.
did. They did.
Interesting fact about
Tell me.
that game. This is the second time this century a team from 4th position has beaten first
Wow.
position. The second time from 4th position has beaten team from first position to make it straight to prelim. You know who the other team was?
Collingwood.
Collingwood Football Club.
Is it in 2010?
19.
19. Okay.
We
so-
beat Geelong.
Yes.
We were 4th. They were 1st. We beat them. We made it to a prelim.
Wow.
And unfortunately, we lost our prelim to GWS.
That's all right.
Flop team of the week.
Flop team of the week, yes. Do you want to kickstart us off, flop team? Was it something different? Yeah, tell us.
Yes, it was a game I went to, and I was there to hate watch, practically. But unfortunately, it was a failed hate watch.
Yes.
My flop team of the week is Brisbane.
Yes.
Purely for the fact that they showed up to probably their biggest game this season. So they played Geelong 3 times this year.
Yes.
They played them at the Gabba early in the year. They lost not too badly. Then they played Geelong at GMHBA.
They beat them.
Broke a voodoo that they haven't since 2003.
They were very
belted
confident.
Geelong at GMH.
It took a lot of confidence out of that game.
And then on the weekend, they were supposed to do the same thing. Turn up, play well. They didn't.
They were out-coached, outclassed.
Out everything, out-muscled, out-ran, out-smart, everything under the sun that you could be outed in. That happened to them. And they didn't play as well. Granted, Geelong played really well, and I hate to say that, but unfortunately, we have to give people their flowers.
They even had someone break into their hotel room. So it
wasn't even a loss on the ground. It was a loss off the ground as well. So unfortunately, yes. Very sadly, someone broke into the Brisbane hotel room while they were at the MCG playing, which I don't, again...
We're not talking about youth crime. Yeah, that's...
Not only that, I wonder how when you guys hear the story, or if you guys go read the story, you'll figure out, you'll be like, how did they even allow this shit to happen? But anyways, so, their performance was horrible. And again, we'll touch on this a little later on. So for that reason, they're my flop team of the week. And yours?
My flop team of the week is Freo Frauds.
Yes, sir.
Yes, the Freo Frauds. They were up with a minute to go, maybe minute and a half to go. Luke Jackson kicks the goal. And then Big Mac Andrew goes to the other end.
Big Mac.
He plays forward. He does that a couple of times.
He's done it a few times.
He did it against Essendon last year. And then he did it, kicks the goal, cool as a cucumber. We'll talk about that game a little bit more in depth later. And then David Swallow. I really want to say this.
A big shout out to David Swallow.
Huge shout out. Inaugural son. How good is this?
That's right.
First pick, first captain.
I'm pretty sure it was the first captain before.
First pick, first captain, kicks them into their first final. Wins their first final. I butchered this.
Yeah, kicks
the goal. It would have been a great clip, but whatever.
It's okay. Kicks the goal to win their first final.
Yes,
for them.
Happy days. So very happy for him.
The only son that started off with Gold Coast from day one and still there. And
15
honestly,
seasons.
Kudos to him.
And kudos to Damien Hardwick for picking him.
You know what's not kudos to? The Frauds.
The Frauds,
because they lost that game that they had won with a minute and like 48 seconds or 45 seconds.
Bro, at home, come on, bro. There was supposed to be an easy win.
Mind you, they were already getting smashed early in the game.
They were.
Mind
they
you,
were
was already a mess at the beginning, early in the game.
Yeah, the Gold Coast outclassed them for 3 quarters, from almost 4 quarters. Gold Coast were by far the better team. They just thought, this is Gold Coast at home. Gold Coast can't play away, whatever. We'll get the job done.
Our mate of ours once said to us,
yes,
when we're tipping Freo, you don't know which Freo is gonna show up to play.
He did say that.
It's the gamble of a lifetime tipping Freo or not tipping them, because one week you won't tip them and they'll show up and play like prime team. The next week you won't tip them, or you'll tip them and they'll come up and play.
That's why we call them Freo Frauds.
Oz kickers.
Yeah,
so,
frauds. Freo Frauds. So,
but yeah, alrighty. This week, Nabil, we're gonna analyze the 4 finals game.
Yes, we are.
Week 1 finals are done.
We are.
So we'll have a bit of an in-depth chat about the week and the games that took place. Sadly enough, there's only 5 more games left for the year, so we're gonna have a bit of a more in-depth chat about these games. And the first one to start off with is the Collingwood and Adelaide game, the qualifying final 1 that took place on Thursday night.
Yes. So we'll start there at the Adelaide Oval. I want to talk about Collingwood's pressure to start off with. I watched that game, and from the first bounce, the intensity, the pressure. I know on the Sunday Footy Show they clipped up something about Houston laid like 3 tackles or something in the first 2 minutes.
Yep.
But yeah, as soon as that ball was bounced, it was a final. Collingwood were ready, and they played with that intensity from that first bounce. It was good to watch.
Honestly, and adding to that pressure was 2 guys specifically that I want to mention. Ned Long had a record number of tackles in a year.
Okay, wow, I didn't know that.
For Collingwood since Luke Ball in 2011.
Wow. How many did he get?
167, if I'm
how
not mistaken.
many tackles did he get?
On the night?
Yeah.
So there's another record he broke.
Okay.
On the night, he had 9 tackles, which is a record in the final for Collingwood.
Wow.
So I haven't been the greatest fan of Ned Long.
Nah, you've been a Tom Mitchell fan.
I've been a Tom Mitchell fan, but if Ned Long can play like this every week, brother, I want 5 of him in my team.
Yeah, fair enough.
And the other guy was Braden the Bruz
I know you were going to go there. I knew you were going to go there.
The one clip, and this can be replayed for generations to come. And I
Speed
think that's
New Bullen. Speed him.
brother, that was a wrestling move. That wasn't a footy move.
Bro.
He absolutely, and there was like 30 seconds or 40 seconds left in the game, and he absolutely nailed him. And I think Ben Keys had a
That's what
couple
you
of
want to
words.
see from your players, from the first bounce to the last bounce, that sort of intensity.
And Braden Maynard's always got that intensity
has,
in
yeah.
him. So that pressure, I think our pressure gauge, which they calculate, was over like 200 for the whole game almost.
Yes.
We laid more tackles than Adelaide.
Yes.
About 10 or 12 more tackles than Adelaide.
Yeah.
Absolutely kept the pressure up the whole game.
Yeah.
Our forwards did an amazing job. Bo McQuarrie.
He was so good, Bo McCreary.
Even a goal that I can't even remember who kicked the
Jamie
goal.
Elliott.
Maybe it was Elliott who kicked the goal. But
Yeah.
Lockie
McCreary
Schultz-
brought it down the wing. Was it that
No,
goal?
not that goal. There was a tackle where I think Rory Laird had the ball at the corner of the 50 and the boundary line.
Yeah.
And Lockie Schultz almost laid him out the way Maynard laid out.
No, Schultz was good. Schultz was good.
And Nick Dacos picked that ball up, kicked it to Elliott, and Elliott kicked the goal.
Yeah.
So that pressure from our forwards, I think Mason Cox did an amazing job.
And speaking of pressure, I think I know you're going to talk about Darcy Moore, but that pressure led to Collingwood's defensive setup.
Yep.
No
absolutely.
issues.
Yep.
Darcy Moore had a field day.
Not only that, I think they said this on the footy show as well on Sunday.
Yes.
They made Adelaide's very not pedestrian-like forward line pedestrian.
Yeah, they did.
They made them look like they couldn't move. They couldn't do anything. Thilthorpe had minimal impact. Ben Keys, who normally has been a great... Went missing. Isaac Rankin not being in that team really hurt them.
And the only player that stood up for Adelaide was
Tex
and Pedler.
Yeah.
Kicked 3, could have kicked 4, kept them in the game. So
yeah. Unfortunately, their superstars in Jordan Dawson.
They didn't show up.
And Rory Laird.
Yeah, and it's a rare thing for Dawson. Dawson's a big game player.
Yep.
He's a match winner, and I don't know, he just didn't show up. And
I think he said it after the game. Finals experience really matters.
It does.
In situations like this.
I agree.
But yeah, Darcy Moore had the game of his life. 10 marks.
He did.
A finals record, 9 intercept marks in the AFL history.
Yes.
So it was almost like they were looking for Darcy Moore every time they kicked the ball down there.
And again, I think that was because of Collingwood's pressure.
Yeah,
I really
agree.
think that because he just allowed your defensive setup to set up, and he let Darcy Moore be that free man to do his thing. Yep. But he was also good one-on-one, Darcy Moore.
Which I've been saying for a long time. He's not, horrible at.
But he was good one-on-one.
But I also think that's because, you know how I've been complaining that Collingwood have been just grabbing the ball and bombing it into their 50? So the inside 50 count on the weekend was the same. It was 50 to 49, right?
Yeah.
Efficiency inside 50 was 38% Adelaide, 53% Collingwood.
Yes, okay.
Meaning, I was watching Adelaide do what we've been doing for the last 6 or 7 weeks, which is bomb the ball into the forward line, absolutely do nothing productive with it. And once it went into our forward line, if Darcy Moore did not mark it, we were turning it over and sending it straight back the other way.
And then your Smalls just went to work.
Absolutely. Dan Houston, you mentioned. Isaac Quaynor, we mentioned earlier, absolutely had the game of his life. Harry Perryman played well. Even what's his name? Billy Frampton did a great job on Thilthorpe, even without Howe being in the team. The defense, I've never seen, or probably I haven't seen for a long time, our defensive unit being as strong and as well put together as they have been. So
no, it was good. And I think, and just to wrap up on Collingwood, I think equally you talked about their defense. Yeah. Equally offensively, you were great. Yep. Elliott, Membry.
Can I just mention something about Elliott quickly? I can't believe you guys didn't put him in the All-Australian team after the game.
I know you waited to say that.
The All-Australian snub.
He did that.
I cannot believe
he's a big game player. He's built for finals.
What do you say?
He showed up
after he scored.
Yeah, he showed up. So,
but yeah, that was the Adelaide game.
Credit to Collingwood.
I'm sure Adelaide will bounce back next week. I think they're playing GWS in Adelaide. So that'll be
Hawthorn.
Adelaide.
Yes.
Yeah, Hawthorn in Adelaide. Hawthorn haven't done that great in Adelaide, but that's a conversation for a little later on. The next game.
Yes, Friday night, Geelong, Brisbane. You were there, as you mentioned.
I was there to hate watch.
Hate watch.
On
Geelong just looked on. They were good.
And Brisbane looked off.
Oh,
And they were awful.
They were awful.
Yeah. Brisbane's midfield was non-existent.
Yeah.
I think
Neil was quiet.
Neil actually had
He
a good game.
Oh.
McCluggage was the one that was quiet.
Yes, you're right. He had one disposal up until quarter time.
And I think he had
Rayner the same.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he had no more than 10 after that point as well. Can't remember his exact numbers off memory, but yeah, just a quiet game. Unable to move the ball the way they please.
They're normally a really good kicking side, and Fagan said this at the end of the game in the post-game interview or whatever, the coach, whatever speaks.
Yep.
They said they handballed a bit too much, and that's what it looked like on field as well. They weren't able to get their kicking game going.
Because usually Brisbane are very good uncontested possession.
They'll slice you up.
Kick and mark game. Geelong shut that out. They said, we're not having none of this shit today.
You're not doing this.
You're not doing this to
it's
us.
Our territory.
Exactly. And I think Geelong also have a bit of the bad blood from the prelim last year. So they just and the one thing I'll mention very early in the game I witnessed, they put Ryan Lester on Jeremy Cameron.
Yes.
And Jeremy Cameron looked like he was taking this guy to the cleaners and leaving him there.
When the game needed to be won, he showed up. In that first half.
Especially that first quarter.
Yeah, he was everywhere.
4 or 5 shots on goal in that first quarter alone. And then they moved Darcy Gardner, to Cameron and got Ryan Lester off of him. And Jeremy Cameron touched the ball maybe twice after that.
It worked.
It worked, but that didn't really change anything because Ollie Dempsey was on fire for Geelong, kicked 3 goals.
Right, he's such a gun wingman. He missed out on the All-Australian team too, but he's a star wingman.
There was a point in that game where I watched this guy take an intercept mark in defense.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, what felt like 30 seconds later, he was up the other end, taking a mark in the goal square, kicking it. I said, how can a person physically do this, bro? You were down there a second ago. This field is 150 meters long. How did you manage?
Elite runner.
And
runner.
He absolutely tore Brisbane's, the whole midfield, defense, everything apart.
Speaking of that game, you know where I'm going to go with this.
Do I?
You do. I hope so. We've talked about them before. We always talk about them, the umpires.
Oh, yeah, I definitely know where you're going.
Yeah. Was it a free kick?
Carnage, absolute carnage.
Tell us your perspective. You're at the game.
So we were at the game, and so it was a Geelong shot on goal.
Yes,
so one of the Geelong players, marked it 40 meters out. It was closer to the wing where we were sitting. So we're just like, this is not great for Brisbane. They're about to take another shot on goal. All that. And then, I kid you not, from Stengel holding the ball to take a shot, we just saw the ball getting kicked like as far as they can the other way. And we all just looked at each other like, what's going on? Yeah. And then we saw like a bit of commotion that was taking place in the goal square on the other end.
Yeah.
And someone was just like in the crowd, they're just like, oh, it's a Brisbane free kick in the goal square for a downfield. And I'm just like, what happened? And they hadn't brought the replay up or anything at this point. So by the time the ball got down to the other end, Rayner grabbed it, kicked the goal. He went back into the goal square to, I'm assuming, rub it into the Geelong player's face. The umpires blew the whistle again. They said free kick. And we're just like, what the hell? At that point, they put the replay up on the screen. And we saw it, and I'm like, y'all have got to be kidding me.
Just on that, do you think it was a free kick?
Absolutely not.
Both of them?
But absolutely, even worse the second one.
You stuffed up once, you stuff up again.
It's that on top of that. It's also like we already made a mess the first time. Let's just keep the mess consistent the second time. That's what it was like. I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I was there to hate watch Geelong, so I was happy that Brisbane got 2 free kicks that they could score, and the Geelong fans were ready to eat the umpires alive. So I was, in that sense, I was just like, oh, this is hilarious. I'm happy about this. But in the sense of actually it being a free kick, it wasn't. It was just a little push and shove that was happening in the goal square. Brisbane supporters, don't come for me, Because even y'all didn't think that was a free kick until they paid
it. The Geelong supporters,
But the Geelong supporters on the ground at the time,
they wanted blood.
Brother,
I'm telling you, they wanted blood.
There's some footage that I took that day that are on my phone. I'll probably upload it later on to our socials. Yeah. The Geelong fans, if they could rush, when they kicked their 100th goal, they rushed the field. They would have rushed the field for the umpires. Yeah. They were so mad, and I'm just like, hey, listen,
I get it, bro. I get it.
As a fan, I get it. Yeah. It did not make sense how they paid 2 free kicks.
Such a heavy penalty.
Not only that, they were just like, he should get fined for staging.
Yeah. The first one?
The first.
And Rayner was non-existent up until that point.
And he kicked the 3rd goal later on in that game. And
Bruh.
what was that?
Just chill out.
That and also the booing. I think it was worse than the booing that happened on Thursday. Every time he went near the ball, they would boo him. And I'm just like, I said the rivalry that's being created here and the hate that Geelong supporters are going to have for Reina.
It's good for footy. Yeah, it's good for footy.
There was one player I do want to mention.
Yeah, please.
Josh Dunkley.
Yeah,
I
tell
think
me.
He had the game of his life.
He tried, huh?
30 plus possessions. He was tackling and running after the Geelong players all game. He gave if there was 110% to give, he gave every single bit of that.
Credit.
I think he was by far the best player on the ground for Brisbane. And I'm actually low-key thinking he was the one that was snubbed for the All-Australian as well.
Okay.
Because there isn't a pressure player like him, especially in the midfield.
Do you reckon he's probably one of the best inside mids in the comp? It's a big take.
110%.
I know there's Matt Rowell and Cripper and all those players, but
he's in the top. He's in the top 5.
Top 5 inside mids,
no doubt. 2-time premiership player.
Yes.
Best and fairest. I'm pretty sure the Doggies, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So a gun, and he was probably the only hope Brisbane had. That and also some sad breaking news.
Yes, tell us.
For the Lions, Lachie Neale's out for the rest of the season.
He is. That
Did his
hurts,
calf.
man.
We watched it happen right in front of us.
Right in front of me.
literally right in front of us. He pulled his calf, and we're just like, it's gonna be a long day for Brisbane after this. So out for the season. So even
Eric Hipwood, partial ACL. So apparently he was playing with a partial tear in his ACL for a few weeks. He didn't know. Went to get scans on his calf and. Hey,
found out there's more problems.
Did your ACL as well?
They go, don't go to the doctor so you don't find out what's wrong. Yeah, that's exactly what happened with this guy.
We'll touch on Brisbane a little bit later. Are you writing them off? Straight sets? I know we'll talk about the game.
You know what's funny? Z, last time when he was here, said, my hot take for the finals is Brisbane going out in straight sets. Now, the result of the Brisbane Gold Coast game is going to dictate who we play in the prelim. I'm not going to be cocky and say that I'm not afraid of Gold Coast, but I would love to play Gold Coast in the prelim at the MCG.
We'll leave that there.
So we'll leave that there. The next game was the Orange Tsunami versus Hollywood Hawks Saturday afternoon.
It was. Now, I owe your brother an apology, and I said to him I'll give him an apology. So this is to all Hawthorn fans, to be fair. I do apologise. I thought, didn't expect you guys to win a final, so that's my apology.
He wrote you guys off.
I wrote you guys off. I wrote you guys off throughout the season, so...
He said you guys weren't even going to make the finals, let alone win one.
That's the best apology they're going to get. You did all right. Well done.
I just stirred the pot.
I'm keep it moving.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the game. Hawthorn were up by 42 points deep in the third quarter, and then the Orange Tsunami kicked 6 on the trot. Bang, bang, bang.
I said it. I said the Orange Tsunami has rolled into town.
We were having a conversation during the game. We were sort of watching it in the background.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a guy I want to mention.
Tell me.
I hate mentioning this guy's name because he's been anyway. Jack Inovan.
Yes. Ex-Collingwood.
I will genuinely say this. I think we need to bring talking shit, taunting, and banter back into the AFL.
He's good for the game. Oh no, I'm a Ginnivan fan.
The way he was taking a piss out of the GWS players.
I'm all for that.
But he's just like,
whatever it is. Right, he ran out of celebrations.
Because that's how much of an influence he had in the game. He absolutely killed it. I was talking shit on TikTok. At 3/4 time, I said the Orange Tsunami's rolling to town and they're about to take over. But the Hawks did an amazing job.
They did.
Ma beat yo Chol.
Goal! Anthony Hudson.
One of the greatest commentators, I'll be honest.
Incredible.
When he threw Sam Taylor into Roach and grabbed that ball and snapped around the post to seal that game, I was just like, I said, this Hawks team, I said Adelaide have a problem on their hands next week because, I don't know what happened in that third quarter when they were up by 42 and they brought it back to 6 points.
It was good, and I think a player we want to talk about, Josh Kelly. He led the charge, 14 disposals, 2 goals in a quarter of footy.
Yep.
He brought the Orange Tsunami to life.
Yeah, absolutely. And funny you mentioned that. At the beginning of the game, I was talking to my brother, who's a Hawthorn supporter, and he said to me, who the hell is Josh Kelly? Why is he sub? And I'm just like, Josh Kelly's a midfielder. He plays well. He's a gun. Like, this guy's...
He's a
I said,
star.
that's the problem, that he's a sub,
Yeah.
because either they don't have space for him in the midfield, or he's coming back from an injury, and the fact that they made him the sub, if anything goes wrong for them and they bring him on, he can actually
he'll change
impact the game, you know? and he came on and he had 14
He killed it.
disposals
He killed it.
in, I think, a quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
when
in a
Darcy-
quarter. In a quarter of footy, pretty much.
2 goals and 14 disposals
Yeah.
in a quarter of footy.
And with Kelly, because he's such a great kick and a great user
Yep.
of the footy, each one of these disposals hurt you. They're
Disposal
not
efficiency.
they're not wasted disposals.
Yep,
So if
absolutely.
he's getting 14 disposals,
Yep.
best believe GWS is kicking goals.
Yep.
And they did,
absolutely.
so-
And he absolutely ransacked that Hawks midfield
Yeah.
for that third quarter. I think it's almost, from memory, the worst third quarter I've seen from a team in a final in a very
Yeah.
long time. I'm talking outside teams that were getting plastered already at that point. 42 points, but credit to Hawthorn.
No, they did well.
They stuck around. They held on. Marbio Chol.
Oh man, he killed it. He killed it, Marbio. To be fair, he had a quiet game up until that point. But what I liked about Chol was the last quarter, where where the moments are needed to be won in a final, and you need players to step up, individual players to step up.
Yep.
I felt like Chol stepped up. There was a lot of moments where he almost marked it, but he was
Yep.
at the contest. His second efforts, his third efforts.
In
I
that
just
fourth
love to see
quarter
that.
as well. There was almost a free kick that should have been paid to him
Yes.
that they didn't, which was front-on contact in a
Yes.
marking
Yeah. He
contest.
deserved the mark. He deserved it. Yeah.
He almost marked it, but because of the front-on contact, he didn't mark it. That should have been a free kick. But
No,
really make a difference.
I'm very happy for him.
even throughout the game, even though he was quiet, he competed.
He did.
He brought the ball to ground
He
for the
did.
guys to go. The Ginnevans, the Watsons, the Dylan Moores. These guys
Showed
couldn't
up.
have gone to work without him.
And he's done that all season. All season he's done
I
that.
think he's been one of the most underrated players in terms of how much he actually provides the team with.
Absolutely.
And
He can.
the-
He's a good kick.
Yep.
Plays in the ruck. Kicks goals.
He's very strong in
He's
contests.
strong. Yeah.
And they tried that whole tall forward line Hawthorn for a couple of weeks. Didn't work. They dropped Mitch Lewis. They dropped Luke Bruce. They went with the 3 tolls
Yeah.
or 2.5 tolls if you want to call Chol
Yeah.
and Gunston the tolls. And it worked.
Mm.
And they did an amazing job. Their little guys stepped up. Their midfield did an all right job.
They did. They did.
There's another guy that you wanted to bring up and talk about.
Yes.
C.
CJ.
Yes, sir.
Yes. He came on as a sub from memory serves me right.
Yep.
He had a really good last quarter.
Yes.
He won the ball. He ran and he competed.
Yep.
So I'm very happy with CJ's performance. I thought he was good for that last quarter. I know
Yep.
he had a moment where he got caught holding the ball, but GWS couldn't convert.
Nearly
so
cost them the
nearly,
game.
would have made things a bit interesting.
Yep.
But when he did come on, he impacted, and that's what you want to see from your sub.
Absolutely. And I think a lot like the Josh Kelly sub, when I looked at both the subs at the beginning of the game, I said, these are both great
They're
players.
good players, yeah. They're
But
runners.
honestly, things should be on the field already.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if you have the luxury to put them as subs, bro, like
You've done all right.
You're good. Yeah. So yeah,
yeah.
he had a pretty
Shout out CJ.
shout out to Marbio Chol and
And
CJ
CJ,
in that
yeah.
Hawks win. Great game. And then there was the last game of the week week one of the finals, which was, I'm not even calling them Fremantle, the Frauds,
Frauds, yeah. We'll go with frauds. Yeah, we'll go for frauds. Frauds, yeah.
versus Gold Coast in Perth. And take us away, Nabil.
Yes, so Gold Coast came, and pretty much from the first bounce, they showed up. I thought the first quarter, it was quite close, but the Gold Coast
Yeah.
Suns were the better team.
Yeah.
Their midfielders, Matt Rell and Noah
And
Anderson, unbelievable games, man.
Do we think they're the best duo in the AFL in the midfield right
Probably
now?
at the moment. At the moment, maybe, yeah.
Probably better
Yeah.
than Neil and Dunkley.
Yeah,
or
I think at the
McCluggage.
moment, and the A's did a really good piece on them
Yep.
on Saturday.
Yep.
They were friends at Carey Grammar
With Nick Dacos.
with Nick Dacos,
Yes.
so came
There's
up
a
through the juniors
infamous
together.
photo
Yes.
of them winning some
And
game.
there's another bloke on the Gold Coast Suns rookie list,
Yes.
Ben Jepson, I think,
Yep,
or something
yep,
like that.
yep,
Jepson
yep.
is his last name anyway.
Yep.
So yeah, they absolutely dominated, man. I know we talk about Crip and Walsh being Batman and Robin, but these guys are Batman and Batman.
Yeah,
so
almost. Batman and Superman.
Yeah, Batman and Superman.
Yep.
They were unbelievable. I think the forward line, King, he competed. I don't know if he kicked too many goals, but he certainly
I cannot
competed.
wait until Ben King
Yeah.
comes to Collingwood. If he is, I don't know. I'm just been talking this shit all season.
But no, I think the Suns were by far the better team. And Freo,
Yep.
talking about Freo, I think Pat Voss, I want to talk about Pat Voss specifically.
If there's one thing that Essendon will regret for the rest of their existence is delisting Pat Voss. Brother,
built for finals, bro.
Animal of a different
Yeah.
kind. Patrick Voss, the way he was taking on the Gold Coast defenders.
Sam Collins isn't
not a small human being, brother. And he was brushing him aside.
Yeah.
He's fast. He's strong. He has a great balance and great center of gravity. The way he can kick goals on the run, set shots, take contested marks. Like,
for the most part, he's a pretty accurate set shot. I know he missed one late that arguably cost him, but for the most part, he's a pretty good kick.
Brother, I genuinely, I still don't fathom and understand how Essendon let this guy go.
I think it was, I don't think it was necessarily on field. If I was to read some stuff online, I don't know how accurate it is. Maybe Nabil Morris coming back, but I don't think it was necessary for his on-field performance.
Okay.
But look, credit to him. He's turned it around.
It's like a bad kid at school, but does well.
It does well.
Academics.
Yeah. So,
brother, if he performs every week, who cares what he's doing off field as long as it's not illegal?
Yeah. So he absolutely dominated, and absolutely, he's built for finals, Pat Voss. And I like him because, again, another one of those players that loves to celebrate, like
the prancing pony.
Yeah, I'm all for that. Him. Celebrate, show your character.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bring that to the game. As fans, we want to see that. So.
I think him and Ginnivan were the two most entertaining players this weekend.
You're throwing Cam Rayner to that.
Yeah. The only reason why Cam Rayner is not is because of all the controversy around it. But yeah, I agree.
We need that. We need
110%. Absolutely. And there's two players that we want to mention.
Tell me.
From this game. The first one of them is David Swallow.
Yes. I know I said this. I'm going to try again.
Inaugural
son. Inaugural captain. Kicks them into their inaugural first final. I got there in the end.
That's it. And
very happy with David Swallow.
The more even controversial part about that goal was that it was touched.
Yes.
So they all celebrated, or everybody celebrated, like they'd kicked the goal, which I don't think even mattered at that point because whatever they kicked, I think it was better that they kicked the behind.
I think so.
Because it will take very longer to get to the other side of the field.
It took 6 seconds for the ball to go to the land because he kicked it so high and so long. It took 6 seconds.
Also, he probably did that because of how close he was to the man on the mark. Hence why he got touched. But yeah, he kicked the winning goal of their first final ever. Next week is a Q clash. We'll get into that a bit later on. But yep, David Swallow, he's been there since day one. He's been through the struggle. He's been through the weekly beltings.
All his mates left. They all left.
Years.
Prestia, Lynch, May, Gary Ablett Jr. went home. They all left.
Yep, every
and
single
he stuck
person
around.
left, and he stuck around. And
I hope he gets I hope
they need to build a statue at Metricon Stadium or People First Stadium, wherever it's called.
Build the man a statue.
An amazing job by him. And the other one is the good old Big Mac.
Yes,
Mac. Drew.
Yes.
We spoke about him earlier.
We did, but he deserves another shout out.
Absolutely.
You know what? I know he's on a big contract, but that goal alone seals the deal. He's earned it. To all the haters all season, ice in his veins, brother.
This is the second time in 2
media
seasons.
commentators, Mac Andrew, this all season. I've heard it all season, man. And Matthew Law, you name it.
Yeah.
They've been hating on this guy.
Absolutely.
Big moment.
Yep.
Stood up.
Yep.
Kicked
Took
the goal.
a big pack mark.
Big pack mark.
I do want to say one thing about that
Tell
play.
me.
Horrible defending by Freo.
Oh, that was awful.
The biggest guy on the field is in your defensive half, running around by himself. There's not a single guy putting an arm or a body.
There's no one in front of him either.
In front of him. Everybody, like the whole Freo defense,
he took a chest mark.
Run and jump at the ball. Exactly, a chest mark. He wasn't even competing with anybody. Everybody else that was competing there was already man on.
Yeah,
he was the only one that ran and marked by himself. And as great as a third quarter that Alex Pearce had.
Yeah, he did have a good third quarter though.
He did have a great quarter.
6 marks.
He did. But I, in my opinion, that Mac Andrew. I'm thinking about an
Big
artist.
Mac.
The Mac Andrew mark that was taken in the fourth quarter. I think that was the most disappointing part of that game for Alex Pearce because that's his man. I don't care. You're the biggest defender in Freo's back half.
To be fair, I think what happened was it was Tracy went behind the ball.
Yep.
So the only reason that Mac Andrew went in front was to follow Tracy. So I think it was Tracy's fault. But I still blame Pearce. He's the captain. He's the general down back.
That's exactly my point.
At the end of the day, it does fall on Pearce. Not absolving Pearce in any way.
110%.
But I think it may have been Tracy or a miss. Maybe a miss, but I think it was Tracy.
That and I think before we wrap this game up, congrats to the Gold Coast Suns, by the way.
I'm very happy for them.
Q Clash next week. There's one legend that ended his career yesterday.
Yes. A great man. We're big fans of him on this show.
Absolutely, we are.
Nat Fife ended his
Yes.
career. Two-time Brownlow medalist. So many All-Australians.
Yep.
I'm going to say
legend, to be honest.
the greatest Fremantle player ever, in my opinion, and one of the great top 5 in the competition, or at the very minimum.
Of this generation, absolutely.
Top 10 AFL players of all time, top 5 of this generation.
Absolutely.
We got to watch most of his career.
Yes.
And he was a star at his peak, 2011 to 2015. Or that 10-year period where, for 10 years, he was arguably the most dominant player in the competition.
Yep, I agree, 110%.
I'm feeling emotional, man. It's like an end of an era.
Strong player, great overhead, great contested. You can make him a key forward. You can make him inside mid. You can make him whatever you want. He was there to deliver. And yeah, unfortunately, no fairy tale for him.
No.
But his last game was last night.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the frauds did not do a good job at sending him off. But yeah.
Nat 5, end of an era.
End of an era and end of Freo season.
Yeah.
Alrighty, moving on.
Yes.
It's time to have a look at the 2 semi-finals that are going to take place next week.
Yes, the first one, I think this is on a Friday night.
Yep.
It's the Adelaide Crows and Hawthorn at the Adelaide Oval. I think. I might be wrong. So, Adelaide Crows and the Hollywood Hawks. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to tip.
Before we get to tipping.
Yes, tell me.
Do we think Adelaide are going to put up the shit show that they put up last week?
They're going to bounce back.
Okay.
They just have to bounce back.
If you were to name 3 players that need to perform better from Adelaide's team, who would it be?
Dawson.
Yep.
Thilthorpe.
Yep.
And I'm going to put some onus on Fogarty.
Okay.
Yeah, Fogarty.
Okay.
Because Darcy Moore was his man.
Yeah.
And Darcy Moore did whatever he liked. They did whatever he liked. So
yeah, absolutely.
take some accountability.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
I'm going to put it on those 3.
And for that reason being, who's your tip?
That's interesting. I'm going to tip Hawthorn.
You're going to tip Hollywood Hawks?
I'm going to tip Hawthorn.
You know what that means?
Yeah.
If they win, they're versing Geelong in the prelim.
Yeah, that's going to be great for football. And I'm going to tip Hawthorn, I think, from after their performance against the Giants.
Yep.
There's just something about Hawthorn and the Hollywood and the way they play, and I can't wait to see Watson and Ginnivan and them celebrate again. Angry Adelaide Oval.
The prelims are going to be. They're both being played at the MCG.
That'd be huge for footy. But look, I'm going to tip Hawthorn. I don't know why. I think a lot of information suggests Adelaide, but I don't know. I like what I saw from the Hawks.
I have a question.
Yeah, tell me.
Do we think Adelaide's not going to have as big of an impact if they make it to prelim as we think Hawthorn would against Geelong?
I think Geelong will struggle against Hawthorn.
They won't struggle against Adelaide.
They won't struggle against Adelaide.
Okay, Nabil has written off Adelaide completely.
Done.
Fair enough.
And yourselves, give us your... It's a tricky one, isn't it? It's a tough game.
It's not really tricky, brother. Last week I tipped 4 wrong.
Yeah, you got to get one
All
right.
4 of them were wrong last week. I picked every team that wasn't going to win.
Yes.
The only reason why I'm going to tip Adelaide.
Oh, you're going to Adelaide?
Yes.
Tell me.
Actually, no. I lied.
We're going to Hawthorn.
You know why I want to go Adelaide? Because I was going to go with the same stupid logic I used last week, and I know it's not gonna be that great. Which is it's their home game. It's this, that, and the other. Adelaide's. I'm just realizing
this is a lot of fun. Tell me.
Adelaide's clearance work is horrendous.
Yeah.
Their pressure and their tackling ability is not as
but
impactful.
Adelaide at home, though? You're going to tip against Adelaide at home?
What do you mean? You just tipped Hawthorn.
Hey, I did. I'm just. No, I felt like that would have been your logic, if I'm not mistaken.
It was, but and in saying that, I think the last time Hawthorn played in Adelaide, they played pretty well.
They played really
very
well.
It just
Adelaide stole it in the end, I think.
Yeah, their inaccuracy and just a bit of just a few things not coming together towards the end of that game didn't help Hawthorn.
Yeah.
Whereas this time round, especially after what they did on the weekend against GWS and the way they performed across the board, even when they were in that third quarter getting hammered, being able to hold on, and I think experience plays a big part in finals. I don't care what anybody says.
Final. And Hawthorn were there last year.
They were in the same situation last year. They won their first game.
They went to the Adelaide Oval. They played against Port Adelaide.
I think they have to take the next step this year and get to a prelim.
They'll go to a prelim.
So for that reason,
it's a fast rebuild by Hawthorn, though.
I mean, no, not really, to be honest. In 5-6 years.
Sam Mitchell, a couple of seasons.
But also, he came into it. He took over a team that was kind of half rebuilt at that point. So for that reason, I'm going to agree with you this week.
Okay, we're both going to Hawthorn.
Adelaide might be the first team for recent memory that finished first prime.
And then straight sets,
which is crazy. So Adelaide, prove us wrong.
You've been hating on Adelaide this entire episode. So
I have been.
Straight sets. We're coming back next week.
I had no. My feelings were indifferent about Adelaide before this week.
Now you're a hater.
But then their fans, their state,
they booed our boy Isaac Quainer.
Unforgivable. Two, their airport was talking shit about Collingwood before we got there. And they talk about the orange tsunami, the black and white tsunami.
I'll be honest. I've been to Adelaide. To those who haven't been to Adelaide, you're not missing out on much. Don't go.
Hey, that's crazy.
You're not missing.
We're not even hating on the football team. We're hating on the whole state.
I get why Ginnivan says there's not much to do. Don't go to Adelaide.
Damn, the Hollywood Hawks next week against Adelaide.
We've just turned a whole state against us.
I mean, shit, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
The second game of the semi-finals week is the Brisbane Lions versus the Gold Coast Suns, the Q Clash.
Yes.
At the Gabba.
Fiery Q Clash, in the words of one of our mates, Brother Lads. Fiery Q Clash.
This is going to be a very interesting game because Brisbane
are in trouble.
Great at home.
Are in trouble.
And no Lockie Neal, no Hipwood, even though I think they minimise the impact structurally that Hipwood has.
I think Neal hurts more than Hipwood. I don't think
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. So none of that there. If their midfield doesn't
the Gold Coast Suns are going to get the job done. But Brisbane, if you look, the thing is when you play a big final first up, it's very hard to back it up. You play a huge final like the Gold Coast Suns did.
Yep.
It's going to just take, compared to the intensity that Brisbane played at.
Yep.
Disrespectfully, not even disrespectfully.
Shit, we're shooting.
Yeah, we're going to have
all types of shots today.
Yeah, the Gold Coast Suns are going to have a harder time to back it up.
Okay.
But I think they'll still get the job done. They just will. Yeah, I don't know. This logic doesn't make sense. So forget the logic.
It does make sense, to be honest.
It'll be. Well, I can easily see Brisbane also winning. I am tipping Gold Coast, but it is harder to back them up. Your thoughts? But I am doubling down on the Gold Coast Suns, and yes, the Gold Coast Suns
that's
will
what
win.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
like last week you said, I don't know about the premiership.
I'm telling you, they're winning the flag. If they win the flag, I'm buying a Gold Coast jersey.
Brother,
I want one.
Okay, I don't know about all
that. We are the sons of the Gold. I love the Gold Coast.
Sky. Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, I think Brisbane will bounce back. Yeah. I'm having
sell it to me.
I'm having faith in Brisbane. Look, their midfield was shut down. And the one thing that we didn't mention earlier was Geelong's Irish recruit.
Yes.
Oyson Mullen.
Mullen, yes.
Michael Jackson, the way he used to wear that glove?
Yeah.
That's how he wore human luggage.
Yeah.
He did not let him touch the ball. Zach Bailey was off his game.
Yes.
A lot of handballing, a lot of ducking, a lot of trying to draw in free kicks. Logan Morris touched the ball maybe once or twice for memory. So it was just their midfield wasn't that great.
Yeah.
So for that reason being, that has to turn around, and I think Brisbane will turn that shit
around. Brisbane will turn around.
And they'll show up and they'll play well.
Yeah.
And if at the very least, if they don't comfortably get over Gold Coast, they will win that game.
Yes.
Even if it's a close game. So yeah, Brisbane should get over the line. Hey, Brisbane, I'm tipping you guys for the second week in a row. Do not disappoint me again. You guys did a horrible job on the weekend. So we don't want this shit again next week. That and also I want to play you guys at the MCG because it's going to be fun and me and my friends can go to that game.
I think at the MCG, Brisbane Collingwood would be a better spectacle than
absolutely
Collingwood.
And it'll make it a best of 3 this year for us. So that's that.
I agree. For football, it'd be better, but hey.
Hey, listen, on Gold Coast, I'm not complaining about facing Gold Coast either. But I'd say, for the sake of the spectacle, Brisbane would be a better matchup.
Yeah, I agree.
That's that, and I think we can wrap it up this week.
No, we can't. We're bringing back the quiz. The quiz, it's not going your way.
Why does one of us keep forgetting about this?
I don't know, man. We have too much fun during the episode. We want to wrap it up, but I don't know. The quiz. Last week's answer was Scotty West.
For those that got it,
for those that got it, on Instagram, Abu Rayu, and on TikTok, Chris and watch this _mate. Yep. Shout out to these guys.
Yep.
This week it's going to be even harder.
Yep.
So who am I?
Here we go.
I was pick 37.
Yes.
I played for one Victorian club. I played over 250 games.
Yep.
I won 2 All-Australians.
Yep.
And I came second 3 times in the best and fairest. Who am I?
Ooh.
It's a tricky
Second
one.
3 times.
Yeah,
It must
second
have
3
been
times.
Playing a team full of stars.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We'll leave it there.
We'll
on
leave
the
it
quiz.
there. Absolutely. So finals week 1's done, Nabil.
Oh,
We're
very
looking
excited.
forward to finals
Can't
week 2.
wait for it.
Absolutely. As always, a big shout out to everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
Don't forget to click that white button or red button or whatever color button that says subscribe on it.
Subscribe, yes.
Absolutely. Tune in. We're going to have a lot of fun next week as well. Once these finals
As
are done and the prelims are locked in.
Plenty more content coming. Plenty more.
Absolutely. And with that, we'll see you guys next week, guys. Ciao.
Ciao.